Hello guys, Brad here again with another exciting fragrance review. This one is going to be off of my Decant Shop sample of the highly talked about and highly regarded Insurrection Pure 2 from Reyane Tradition. It's classified as a woody aromatic. Came out in the year 2013. Top notes are cassis, bergamot, apple, and pineapple. Middle notes are birch, jasmine, and patchouli. And in the base, we have oak, moss, musk, amber, and vanilla. So, of course, pretty much everyone in the fragrance community knows about this particular fragrance. It is considered to be one of the best bang for buck copies of Creed's highly regarded Aventus. Now, we know Aventus has gotten very high reviews from most people. I believe over at Base Notes they have an entire thread or category just dedicated to discussions on Aventus. It's probably the most talked about and highly regarded, appraised fragrance in the past several years. It continues to have a strong following. So it's no, surprise that Aventus has been cloned quite a bit. In fact, in my original Aventus video, if you go back and watch that one, you might remember that I actually predicted that this fragrance would be cloned. And wouldn't you know it, I know what I'm talking about. So the question is, how does this clone stand up to Aventus and other clones? Well, here's what I'm getting here. When I first smell this fragrance, what really jumps out at me is that birch or birch tar note. Slightly smoky, very nice, woody, pleasant. So it kind of surprised me that they actually did that part right. A lot of the Aventus clones don't really seem to have birch in them. I've talked about Jaguar's Vision, talked about Fresco, and from what I remember, I don't think those clones had any real birch in there. Maybe some patchouli, something like that, but the birch was missing, so it didn't really catch me as being a true clone of Aventus. Then you had something like Manceros Cedrat Rosé, which had a nice fruity leather smell to it, but again, the birch tar was missing. So this one, with the birch tar, it should remind many people of the actual Aventus here. So you get that birch tar, slightly smoky, and then you get a little bit of that fruity undertone there as well. This one seems to be more on the birch than the fruity tones, in my opinion. I do pick up on that apple and pineapple. So I would say, maybe 60% of the birch tar and maybe 40% of the apple and pineapple. So it's a nice balance between the two. It's not overly smoky or birchy. It's definitely not a fruity fragrance to my nose. Then you do get like a vanillic undertone as well to add some sweetness and kind of smooth it out. So very sexy, pleasant to my nose. I didn't get any compliments while wearing this one. I was a little bit surprised about that. And now the performance here compared to Aventus might be the big setback here. I could smell this one on myself for maybe 3 to 4 hours, but it doesn't really seem to jump off the skin, certainly not to the degree that Aventus does. I don't think you're going to be sent home from work because you wore Insurrection Pure 2 as opposed to Aventus. So there's that big setback there. But I would say this is probably the best clone that I've come across. I know other people are going to say, well, this is a better clone or that's a better clone. But I think this one, from what I've tried so far, is the best representation of a Aventus clone. And you can't beat the price. I've seen at a website called Fragrance Shop, 3-ounce bottles, $18.36. So, for under $20, you're getting a pretty close representation of Aventus. So that's enough about that. Let's get into some scores. The smell, I'll give it 8.5 out of 10. I loved the smell of the original Aventus, and I like the smell of this too. Okay. Projection longevity, about 3 to 4 hours before it kind of dies out there. So I'll say 7 out of 10. It did okay for a while, but then it's not really something that I can really pick up on all day, though. Uniqueness, 6.5 out of 10. You got to dock it for being a copycat fragrance, but at the same time, it does a very good job of that. So for a designer fragrance, I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. Versatility, 8 out of 10. Since it's light enough, that it's not going to gas or offend anybody. I got to give it pretty good marks for versatility. If you want to wear this as a signature scent, this one's pretty good, and the price point is amazing too. Like I said, $18.36 for the 3-ounce bottles at Fragrance Shop right now. Overall, 8 out of 10. Great cheapy but goodie. Now, if you already have Aventus, you could still wear this one for occasions where you don't want something as heavy or cloying, or maybe you don't want to wear Aventus when you're going to the grocery store or to the park or something. But this one can give you a similar feel to Aventus, and certainly be a lot cheaper than many of your other designers, like your Dior's and your Chanel's and whatnot. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later.